Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota Pit League Season 3. Welcome to the Sunday afternoon action between Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses here at a two-game series. We've already witnessed a first game that was damn impressive from Cloud9. Well, game number 2 now getting underway. These two teams duking it out. Cloud9, I believe, moving up to 2-1. I might be wrong about that. Maybe even 3-1. Evil Geniuses, they start off, they're 0-1 at this point in time. Looking to get to the winning ways. The DAC champions already with a loss under their belt. But Cloud9, obviously a big rivalry between the two teams. We'll see how this draft goes. Again, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Mont. Joining me today is our HighGroundTV production group. We have Pit Muckle on, of course, production manager. Mott Packs, our stats man, and as always, Trouf. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. It was a hell of a first game. Lots of back and forth. It was pretty even for most of the game, and then a couple of fights after Roshan just really made Cloud9 skyrocket with this amazing play from Envy and the Wisp being played by No-Tail. And as you mentioned, the Wisp was rightly banned out from EG. I don't think there was any doubt about that. So what once used to be a very respectful ban against Cloud9 all the time, just in the matchups, well, any matchup really. They didn't ban it out last time, and Cloud9 were saying, you know, making a statement saying we're still very, very strong with this hero, and rightly, I think EG banned it out. So they go with a first overall Chen pickup, which isn't too surprising to me. Like I said, Aoi is very aggressive with this Chen play. He really likes to use his creeps early on to help win the mid lane. And actually, in an interview, if you remember, I don't even know if it was an interview or something on PPD's YouTube channel where he said one of their strategies was to just make sure Sumail had the easiest time at mid because he could just take over a game. And maybe that's why, you know, Aoi likes to really play the Chen in that way. So Cloud9, they go for a Shadow Fiend and actually a Quap. So an interesting start for them.
They did this draft the other day against NIP. They actually had so many good heroes. The only hero that I was questioning was Queen of Pain in that game against NIP. They had a Lion played for Misery as well. They had another strong support hero. I think it was an Enigma. And they lost to NIP, and a lot of that had to do with, I think, Envy's Quap. Not to put, you know, too much onto Queen of Pain and Envy in this game, but that was the biggest issue. But they have Queen of Pain. It probably goes to the safe lane again for Envy here. But I do want to go back to a point you touched on. You have a Sniper. And Sniper against Shadow Fiend, I think that's a pretty good matchup for Sniper. It's one of the lanes where he does very well, while Sniper does very well against a lot of lanes, but it's one of the lanes where Shadow Fiend might not have as easy of a time. And like you talked about, Chen, he's very good at rotating that 2 to 4 minute mark and trying to get a kill in that mid lane. So you will have to be careful if you're Cloud9, and Sniper can easily take over a game just based on triple shrapnel, which, by the way, I think is a little too strong in my opinion. And then you also have his base damage if he goes for Mask Madness or, say, an SNY. He starts hitting like a truck, and it's very difficult to stop the Sniper from snowballing out of control.
An interesting ban of the Bounty Hunter from EG. I don't know why they banned it. Maybe they just are afraid of, like, say, a roaming support bounty that kind of screws over Chen's jungle, you know? It's one of the, I think, easier heroes to do that with just because it's very hard to kill a Bounty Hunter early on. When you have a Chen, because yes, Chen can buy sentries, but normally if you want to kill a bounty hunter early on, you want the dust. It's way better for killing the invis heroes, at least early on. And you can't really buy dust because Chen will buy sentries to get rid of the camps that are being warded, and then the other support will either go full out and buy boots, or they will get, you know, wards as well. But getting the dust as well is just, I think, too much. So they banned out the bounty hunter. Tuskar actually picked up for Cloud9.
This is the most interesting pickup. But I feel like if there's one thing you have to do against a Sniper, it's getting close to him. Because if you let him just be a turret in the back lines, he will decimate your entire team. It's like he's got a goddamn machine gun, and he's peeping people left and right. And Tusk, he has that snowball. He can get in close. Snowballs in with, say, an SF, and then he Requiems. Oh, dear, that could be something else. But easier said than done.
I don't think they would need the Requiem. I think they could just snowball, use spells, and raise, and he's probably dead. But Requiem might be a little bit of an overkill. Although you do have a Chen, so the heal is there. Lion picked up as the standalone support for EG, we'll call it that. And you were asking if that's a formidable support to be able to kind of do things on your own. I think it is. I think a hero like Lion, we saw Rubik a lot for Secret at DAC, Witch Doctor, and I gotta say that the Witch Doctor, we were talking a little bit about it last game, whether or not it was an okay standalone support. I still think it is, but I still feel I'm more in the boat now. I feel that if you pick up Witch Doctor, you got to prioritize this for him, just because of how good that Ags ulti is. Imagine PPD has an Ags ulti that game, because there was a number of times when he had a very good channel off, but just wasn't doing enough damage. So, just, food for thought there.
Yeah, that's true. PPD, he got a lot of it was positional error as well, or just the fact that they were too farmed. They would relocate. They would find, say,
Sure.
2 heroes, and PPD was just kind of, fodder at that point. So, I think Lion's a bit more. It's a bit better for him because he has Hex, whereas Cask is good, but Hex is great in terms of it's an instant cast point. Hex coming out. Cloud9 go for the Witch Doctor this time around. Solid support to go for. They have a lot of team fight coming out for Cloud9. I like this draft a lot from them. For Evil Geniuses, I'm a big fan as well, but I'm waiting to see these last 2 picks coming out for EG.
Yeah, well, the Witch Doctor is thought of as being a good support against Chen, too, because the Casks do 5-second stun to the creeps, whereas it only does 1 for the heroes, so pretty good hero for that. It can initiate quite nicely in the sniper. Like I mentioned, the projectile isn't very quick, but it does have a long cast range, so you give and you take a little bit for Witch Doctor stun.
Faceless Void.
Void picked up for Evil Geniuses. That is a interesting pick. That is more than likely Universe's off lane Faceless Void, although we might see Fear play at the safe lane, but what I talked to PPD when he was casting yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, he talked about how they only run it in that kind of role where he's put in the off lane. He's put as a utility Faceless Void, as he put it in his own words. So I would be very surprised to see if this was a Fear hero. It's more than likely going to be played in the off lane. And depending on what he's going up against, I don't know if he has that bad of a time.
Yeah, and I understand why, and I agree. I think he's better in the offlane too, just simply because it's the same concept as you don't need any farm on that hero to still set up a very good ulti. You can do it with having top net worth, you can do it with having bottom net worth. All you need is the ability, which you can get by just going in the offlane. So, and I think that's a very good reason to pick him up. He is going to be a Radiant, which kind of sucks because it's not as good as the Dire offlane. You're not going to have the creeps where you want to. But it's still a very strong offlaner. Now the question is, what did Cloud9 go for last? Because is that going to be an offlane Tusk? Is it going to be a 4 Tusk or 5 Tusk? I don't know quite yet. I'm leaning towards Bone 7 picking it up, although I don't know for sure.
I feel like I've seen Bone 7 Tusk before, but very, very, like, not often at all. Like, I'm not sure, actually, to be honest with you. That's the crazy thing. That's the really good thing about that draft as well, is they're not giving away too much here. Unless Evil Geniuses know something we don't, which is a very big possibility. They are a professional team, after all, so...
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Fear on Sniper. Because I've only seen him play Sniper, and every time EG's run Sniper for Fear, he just goes ham.
Does he go mid or safe lane?
Mid.
Yeah, that seems to be the right choice.
And then they will run Samael on some kind of safe lane carry, which is why Cloud9 banned out the Troll, because maybe Cloud9 were watching their game against Void Boys yesterday, because in Game 2 after EG lost and they put Fear on the Sniper, they picked the Troll for Samael, and it worked out really nicely. So, Broodmother last for Cloud9, so that will be a support Tusk.
That is quite the pickup coming out. It was not banned. They banned out the Zeus instead, thinking that maybe the Tusk is going to be in that off lane, but it's probably a 4-position Tusk here. And the Broodmother, that is so difficult to deal with. Do they have wave clear? Do they have clear of the
No.
Broodlings? Not really. They have Shrapnel. That's about it, and that doesn't really do much.
They have nothing at all. So it's the 5th pick Brood can be devastating. Right now, EG's in a corner, and they only have 10 seconds to go, where they have to pick a hero like Tide, Legion Commander, something that pushes an Axe. Axe is banned. They go with an Ember Spirit.
Ember, okay.
Okay, well, if they get Vision of the Brood, I guess it's okay. I'm not sold, though. But we'll see.
I'm not sure. This is going to be tough. Sumail feels like he's one of those players that can take over the game. We talk a lot about... I've been doing a lot of Canada Cup, and we talk a lot about Smash and his Ember Spirit. And I feel like Sumail could be the next level up. Like, we haven't seen a truly legit Ember Spirit for a long time. And I'm just kind of waiting to see... Is he going to do work this game? Because I feel like a lot is on his shoulders. We do feel like we talked about this Broodmother is going to be a huge problem, though. I just don't know how they take down these Broodlings, even with Flame Guard, even with Sleight of Fist, even with Serried Chains. I don't know what they do against these Broodlings. It seems almost impossible to me how they're going to fight up against this Brood. This was a very solid last pick coming out for Cloud9. I don't know, man. This is going to be tough. We'll see how things We'll see how things go here for Evil Geniuses, who are already down 0-1. Cloud9, if they could take this 2-0 victory, it would be an upset, but it would surely show everyone that Cloud9, they're here to stay. This new lineup doing work. I gotta say, a lot of that has to do with EE's play, Fatsa's play, even Misery's played super well in the support. I've been a big fan of watching these guys recently in their Dota Pit matchup, but Evil Geniuses, they've got a long way to go here in this game.
And it's going to be Owie buying out the sentries, and he bought everything. He bought wards, courier, and sentries so that PBD could still get boots, and I think this is cross fingers for no Kale. I think this is good. There's a number of schools of thought of how to take care of the Brood in the off lane. And there's basically two ways you do it. One, you do everything you can to shut him down. You don't get CS, you place sentries everywhere, you shut him down for the first 3 levels. If that fails, you move on to plan B, which is basically abandon the lane, completely ignore the Brood. So we'll see if they can still reach plan A, which is use all the sentries and dust in the world to stop them in their laning phase. Be hyper aggressive. But yeah, if that doesn't work out, I don't know what the Ember Spirit's going to do bottom here, because yeah, it's very easy to run around the Spiderlings. It's not like Ember Spirit can stop the Spiderlings from moving around.
They do have the Chronosphere, and that disables invisibility, does it not, I believe?
Yeah, and yeah, it's good for that. That's good against... Oh, Universe actually top lane.
He's in trouble. He does pick up the bounty rune. He also has Time Walk. What a play. They jack both bounty runes. That probably shouldn't happen. Meanwhile, Bone 7 is going top. He is not going to that off lane.
Weird.
They'll do the dual off lane with Fata and Misery, by the way.
Okay, that's very interesting to me. And they're going to support him. So he's actually just a farming one. Or it's like playing the one role, basically.
Yeah.
As a Brood Mother up at the top lane.
He will destroy Universe, I think, in this lane, honestly.
I don't know about that, actually, because he's going to get his levels a bit stifled. Because as long as Tusk makes sure he gives him free levels. Otherwise, Universe won't really die too much. He always buys a lot of reach in the offlane, and that's the same story here. We'll see. I'm not convinced that this is the best lane setups here for Cloud9, but at the very least, they did make him waste some sentries. Not gonna have him bottom.
Here in the mid lane, I don't know, man. I was watching Grant stream. He did get bodied. that was something else. I got a shout out to Grant, by the way. I watched like half of that stream, and then the pew came out. I'm like, oh, I'm out of here, boys. Since I couldn't handle it anymore. Oh, what a stream that was.
I actually missed the 1v1. I had to leave for dinner, but I was playing in the NELs, but I missed the actual 1v1 where Grant bodied him. Savaged on him, as he would say.
Savage play from Grant. Oh, man. Anyways, we'll see how Fear fares up in against the Shadow Fiend. EE on the Shadow Fiend has only 2 last hits. Fear sitting at 6. So this is a lane that early on Sniper will dominate, and with Shrapnel can continue to dominate. That's the thing. He has that mechanic later on into the mid lane that'll work well in his favor, like raises for EE. EE has 3 Necromaster stacks. Did he go raise first? That's the question. I'm not sure if he did or not.
I don't think so, because he went for Wraith Band. And he missed a lot of CS on his own, actually, unfortunately. Which can happen, because your damage is low before you get those souls up, so bottom lane...
Going into Misery, Searing Chains. Is Misery dead? I think this is your first Blood Sumail getting it done. Fatsa getting chased down. He is going to blink away. Stay Flame Ember. Don't underestimate the damage that you can pump out, especially at level 3.
I don't know how that happens. I feel like that this is a
lane
that
they went over to ward here, I think, together, and then he just got caught here, I'm pretty sure. Or a spike on Fatsa, but he's trying to harass people. He Shadow Striked him, but they can't really chase to get the kill.
Yeah, this is, on paper, this lane should easily crush the Ember Spirit plus Lion. They have lots of right-click, not only right-click, but huge range on them. It's a double range lane, and it's not like this is a double range lane with, like, say, Avenge or something. These are high-ranged attackers, so the fact that Sumail's got 10 CS and already got a kill, this is a disaster in the bottom lane, really. And then mid lane, 5 and 2 CS compared to Fear's 15 and 9. He is, well, as Grant would say, getting bodied in the mid lane.
Yeah, the bodied is real. Shrapnel's going to go EE, not having the best time. Does get that deny off. I want to ask, though, we've already talked about Spiderlings. Do you think we see double Maelstrom, 1 for Fear, 1 for Universe? Is that a possibility? Oh, hold that thought. Ice Shards, Fear, Tornado, or Snowball, rather, going in the raise as well. Fear in trouble. Will they get this kill? The last raise sniped out from EE. Well done. Shrapnel going, the Tornado hurting as well. No Tail taking a lot of damage, but they do secure the kill. They needed that desperately in that middle lane.
They really did, yeah. He still has very, very little CS on the Shadow Fiend, so Luckily for him, there has been a little bit of stacking done. Not too much, but just a little bit in that hard camp. But overall, the laning phase is, I still think, benefiting EG. Like, Universe is getting decent farm up top. He's got 9 CS solo experience for him, which is the biggest thing. And the thing about safe lane Brood, as opposed to off lane Brood, is you can't really threaten a kill that easily onto the enemy's off lane, whereas you can actually threaten it easier on the safe lane, I would say. The towers are just, if you notice, the towers are actually much closer together than
They're going to go again on Fear, probably? Oh, they are definitely thinking about it. They might have walked up too far forward, though. All right, but back to the question. We didn't answer.
What's up?
Maelstrom on Universe and Fear this game. Possibility, question mark?
I don't think Fear will get it. No.
Okay.
And I usually don't see him get Maelstrom, at least early on. But I think only one. We'll see. I don't think they need to. Ooh.
Maybe some action happening. Maybe not.
Sumail went for the chains on bottom, but couldn't
Missed
get it
it.
to connect on quad.
Yeah. That's just the way of the game for Ember Spirit. Ice Frog not with him in that RNG this time around. He is farming pretty well. 22 CS, 21 CS in the mid lane for Fear. So as it stands right now, there is a bit. We haven't even talked about the Chen. Meanwhile, the Maledict's going to go. Sumail in trouble. No flame guard. Big Earth Spike onto 3 plus the Searing Chains. They're getting kind of low, but so is Sumail. They'll chase after him. He does have a bottle. He has a stick as well. EE disconnects from the game. Meanwhile, Time Walk top is Bone 7 looking for the kill. Already used spawn Spiderlings. There is action happening just about everywhere except for this mid lane. Kale.
I don't know why Fata didn't go in with a Blink Scream. He had a Blink Scream up and ready to go on the Sumail, who he doesn't have the Maledict on him anymore, but he definitely would have had extra damage on top of that Maledict. I think that would have been a for sure kill. Maybe he's scared of an instant hex from PPD, but I don't think you have much to lose because Sumail is so low and already used the Searing Chains.
We do
We'll
have a
see.
DC user and channel timed out. That is super unfortunate. We might be waiting here for a while. Universe, they were asking if he was dead. I think the spawn Spartling already went, unless somehow he ticks down to poison, which is 8 damage per second. He's definitely not dead. I think he'll walk away. Or salve. I'm not sure if the poison sting actually stops the salve from going, though. There's a lot at stake here right now. We might be waiting for a while, though. That's the thing.
He has another web up. Yeah, I wasn't really watching top lane, so it's hard to like gauge what's going on, but
So that takes like half-second animation to pop up the web. Fear has already time-walked. He does have a salve. If he salves up and he might be at half health, maybe he gets a TP rotation. I don't know if Bone 7 actually goes for this.
yeah, PBD does have a TP as well, but he's also
Yeah.
concerned about bottom lane somewhat.
I think Sumail's fine. I'm pretty sure Sumail's
Yeah.
fine because Fata's backing up. Sumail can bottle and stick. And
Yeah.
then if Sumail backs up to the tower, PBD can TP away up to the top lane. Theory crafting the pause. Let's go. Could be worse. The last hits on SF at 5 minutes. The worst last hits at SF at 5 minutes belongs to Burglar 2 of Team No Love with 4. Any guess as to who they were playing? I have never actually heard of that team.
Yeah,
His
me
guess as
neither.
good as his mine. I don't know, man. Pimp or Motpex, excuse me. Just give me the answer, buddy. Let's go.
Navi.
Oh, nobody was expecting it. Oh, man. And you didn't even know. See, it's okay if I don't know, but you not knowing.
Wait, does
That's
that mean did we own or did they own?
I think you owned, dude. I think you guys
Sweet.
owned.
Hell yeah.
Shout outs to Team Stay Free. What a team that was.
Nice, I own.
What was that for, Motpex? Can you give me the tournament?
Look, we don't even know who the team is.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I
Of
don't
course
even know
we
who
own.
that is. Oh, just kidding. We own them. It's fine.
They must have been really good. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dota Pit. MLG Full Prelims. I was casting probably that game, honestly.
That was old Stay Free. That was with PPD and Zai too, I think.
I mean, yeah, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember
So-
casting you guys. All right. Casting you guys, I think you were playing up against, like, E-Hug or something like that. The team with Jubei in it.
Right. Okay, yeah. Old.
You guys were playing. This is a very vivid memory to me. You guys were trying to qualify and move on towards MLG Columbus. I think it was like a series or two away before you qualified to MLG Columbus. And I don't know what happened. I'm almost positive you were playing Nature's Prophet, and it just didn't work out in your favor. It was just rough. That was one of my earliest casting experiences that I can remember. But
Yeah, that was such a long time ago.
I do remember casting Zion. I'm like, this guy's actually amazing because that's when he did play the off lane too. That's when he was going in on the off lane. So
Yeah, he played
was-
a lot of Clockwork. That was his hero.
Yep, that's true. It was. You see, you said that the other day, and I'm like, Clockwork, really? And I'm like, oh yeah, he did play Clockwork for Stay Free. It was you, it was Zai, PPD, Enso, and Corey, right? That was Stay Free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good team. I missed that team. Rest in
Fun
peace.
stuff. Still, at the earlier stages, we're still playing Han at the same time in tournaments.
Were you
was
really?
Good stuff. Yeah.
That'll do it. You weren't ready for your MLG. You're like, are we still playing? Oh no, this is Dota. Oh god.
Dude, it's hard to switch back and forth. Literally, like we would literally play tournaments for Han, and then like right after that, play Dota, and then switch. Like it was hard. And like they're two totally different games, right? Like
yeah, absolutely. I mean, people will argue and say that oh, Han's pretty similar to Dota, but no, there's a lot of differences. At least from the way I understand it. I've never played Han before, so.
Nice, and it looks like he's back.
Peter is flaming us in Skype chat currently.
Who?
See, PPD. he messaged us in Skype chat. He's like, he's upset a little bit, which is understandably so.
Upset about the pause?
Upset about, I'll tell you later, I suppose. He's rightfully upset. We talked about it yesterday in ways we can get around this kind of thing, but Universe top lane, he did salve up like we talked about. Bone 7 won't go for the kill, so all the hypotheticals that we talked about, nothing actually comes of any of them.
Yep.
Here,
He hit 6 on Universe, but this tower hasn't taken too much damage up top. It's going to start taking damage now. And if Universe pops up just a little bit, I think...
Oh, Fear, Ice
mid
Shards,
lane.
Assassinate's gonna go the Earthspike. Is that gonna be enough? The Shrapnel, Fear manning up. The slow, Fear will get the kill. What about No Tail? He's hexed up. The Ice Shard's going to work, rather. The Ice Sigil, No Tail, now in trouble. The other Shrapnel's gonna get off. No Tail will fall. Fear gets the double kill. That is 100% worth it. Oh my goodness, Fear. Oh, baby.
Yeah, and when the old sniper change happened, and actually top lane, something, bottom lane, Sumail, he actually has the Maledict on him. He's looking for the Syrian Chains, gets 2.
Bots has to blink away. Sumail's being super aggressive. Gonna die? No, he's got
He has a
He's
stick.
fine.
And he's got a full bottle. Top lane now.
Chronosphere's gonna go. PPD's gonna walk in. Bone 7. Is it gonna be enough? Assassinate's gonna fly. Goodbye, Bone 7. Fear rotates up, and all of a sudden, EG break out a big lead early on in this game.
Yep, very nicely done. And Aoi, in the meantime, has done a little bit of more me time so far, and he's actually almost up to level 6, so a little bit faster than I would say normally. And at the same time, he was applying pressure in the mid lane. Bottom, Sumail looking... Oh, that was kind of a misstep of his ultimate. Went
It's
too
Maledict.
short, and the Maledict hits. I don't think he gets the kill. We'll see. He's
So
actually
now
gonna pop
TP
the
and then
go back
Remnant?
home. No, it's not going to be fast enough.
Yeah, Misery's he's gone already. That would have been amazing, though. I'll say this. Fear about to get rotated on. There's just smoke coming out from Tusk. It is broken. Fear, I think, might have saw it. Yeah, the crazy thing is that EG, like, we haven't looked at AUI at all. He hasn't rotated for a kill like you usually do on a Chen. He's just been farming. He has a Wild Wing. He's going to take a stack in the jungle with this Wild Wing Ripper. He's just going to sit back. He's like, you do all the work. It's fine. I'll leech the experience and get the gold. He'll probably go for that super early mech, which he's going to have soon. He's level 6. He's got Hand of God. And then maybe he starts pushing in a couple of moments here.
Yeah. And Sumail is, like, even though he didn't get that kill bottom, he's pressuring them and keeping them down there, kind of wasting their time a little bit. You see right there, PPD is actually in
Ooh.
trouble, but bottom lane, Sumail's going in, and really went way too far. See, Syrian Chain's up in 3 seconds, though. He is
Can he
going
get Misery?
man mode.
Oh my god, he gets Misery. He is a man. He sticks up. He's got bottle charges. Maledict won't get the kill. Shadow Strike won't get the kill. He can Remnant out. He can TP out. Scream of Pain's gonna go Remnant. Oh, the last tick of the Maledict. Are you kidding me, Sumail? Wow, mid lane going. Big Daddy No Tail in trouble. They also lost the SF, the Test of Fate, the Assassinate. Big Daddy No Tail, kaboom. Hoo ha ha, indeed. If you are the sniper, Fear going to work. He is on a killing spree. And despite losing Sumail down bottom, every other lane it feels like is going well.
Yeah, Sumail popped back there, tried to go for a kill onto the Quap after he died, but he missed his either he missed his chains or it wasn't up. I saw it and the cooldown was like 11 seconds, so he must have missed it. I didn't see for sure, but it didn't hit it, and it ends up being a totally wasted buyback from Sumail, unfortunately.
How big is that he wasted that buyback?
It's not that big because it's so early on in the game, and he's still farming bottom without having the buyback debuff. So it's not a huge deal, but certainly is a moral victory for Fata.
Sumail is going to continue to farm Miss Chains.
Okay.
Yeah. And, well, they've rotated Bone 7 down bottom as he's already taken that tier 1 tower top. You don't often see Broodmothers rotate early on in the game. AUI, Sonic Wave in trouble. Hand of God's going to keep him alive for the time being. No mech, though. He is going to fall. Hand of God, in the end, wasted. Misery might fall. Shrapnel's going to go. Fata will be able to get out. He has mana for Blink Dagger. They do lose Misery in the process, but getting that Chen is a big pickup and wasting the Hand of God as well. Certainly not bad for Cloud9. That's a big pick they need. The Sentry comes down, no tail. Spike, now it's not worth it. A double kill. And the AUI gets the double kill because his creeps are still alive. He's got a gank train of a zoo, if you will, with the Hellbear Smasher. The Satyr Tormentor throwing at the Hadouken and the double Wild Wings walking around like idiots. Good work.
Could be yeah, as you mentioned, a bit of a waste of the ultimate there, but thought he could maybe delay it a little bit to maybe get a counter kill. Misery taking some damage. He's got the Maledict on him. It's level 3. Here comes the Spiderlings, though, and some more push, or some potential from Fata. Taking a lot of damage, but he should be fine.
They rotate all those heroes bottom because Sumail was putting on that aggression. He pots a Rennet, he gets his phase boots, he'll regen up back home, and he's been doing this really well, honestly. I mean, again, that buyback, a bit of a mistake, but at the same time, he's still not too far behind. Net worth-wise, he's third. Sniper obviously first, and this I've seen this so very often. Bottom lane, maybe a fight breaking out. Sumail going in onto No Tail. No Tail in trouble. Earthspike's gonna go. They'll bring him down. I think Test of Faith win as well. Sigil's trying to get away. It looks like it will. They'll send back Sumail yet again. No Remnant this time, I believe, anywhere that I can see.
Yeah, I'm looking, actually. I think that kind of sucks because he doesn't have a TP up either, so he's gonna have to walk somewhere.
Yeah.
But still gets the kill. Has a lot of CS. He's 3 kills. No Tail has not had a good game so far. 1-4-1. I think he's just trying to be too aggressive. Like trying to go for too many kills when he doesn't have levels up or enough levels up to really get bursts. And he's actually maxing the Ice Charge, which is a little bit different, I would say, than most support Tusks. Most support Tusks go for the Frozen Sigil max. So a little bit of a deviant from the quote-unquote normal build.
Except for the movement slow, the attack slow, or both?
Both. It just kind of keeps heroes in place for a long time. They're going to go for a Roshan. They actually smoked with a double damage on Shadow Fiend. We'll see if this is enough. They actually don't have a heal on the Misery. Oh, here comes Bone 7 too.
This should be Roshan. I don't see EG contesting this. Again, you talked about the smoke. They have no idea they're in there. I'd be very surprised to see Evil Geniuses try to go and contest this. And this is, I think, what they need to get back into the game. Because they are down 4,000 net worth to Evil Geniuses. Cloud9 had a fast start last game. This game, not so much. Evil Geniuses are the one dominating, and that's what happens when you get 2 top-tier teams going and duking it out. It comes down to heroes, it comes down to the draft. But at the same time, Cloud9 have a way back into this game. A farmed Eternal Envy can do work. Broodmother's getting something. He has that Midas. But as of right now, the snowballing heroes are on EG's side. They're going to smoke up. They're going to wrap around E. Just got that Aegis Assassination onto Queen of Pain. Earthspike goes. Test of Faith. Wow, did they blow him up. They recall in. They don't have a stomp. Sumail jumps in. Searing Chains is going to go. They hex up. They bring out the kill. Misery gets fingered as well. Finger blast from PPD. The Sigil now getting right-clicked. And Sumail going to work. Ice Shards, nice block coming out from No Tail. Remnant forward. Searing Chains available. Out of mana will bottle up. Has it now. Gets it off. The right click from Fear. Gets the kill. That's Sumail picking it up. Ownage call from the announcer. 4 dead. They get the Aegis. They get the SF again. They get a support Witch Doctor. They get a support Tusk. And that's about it. That is huge. Down bottom. Do they have detection for Brood? Not on Fear. Shrapnel's going to go. He'll try to defend the tower. It's very low. He wants to clean up all of these, and he's going to do just that. Sumail's like, give me this money. Give me this money. And he's going to get almost all of it. And they deny the tower as well.
That's so much gold, man. That's so much bounty just given away for nothing. Universe takes a raise up top, but he actually backtracks it. This is an offlane Void who had to go up against a Brood +1. And he's got Treads plus a Mask of Madness at 13 minutes. This is
59 CS. 59 CS, man.
This is why I didn't like the laning setup from Cloud9. I thought they just went for something more standard. I don't know what standard with a Tusk on support, but I thought if they just put the Brood bottom, it would have been a little bit easier for them. Or at least, you know, waste the support's time a bit, and then give free lanes to both their QoP and their SF. But as a result, the SF is very, very underfarmed. No Tail has died 5 times. Misery has died. Like, oh my god, they've just all died so many times.
Misery's about to
Misery's
die
dead
again. Assassinate. Oh.
Oh, he uses the ult too.
That death ward was off for literally half a second for Misery. You got to feel for him. He was just trying to survive, trying to get at least any kill. AUI picks up the mech, and he has Hand of God as well. This tier 1 tower probably falls. I don't really think that C9 are in a position where they can fight. They do have a Dagon coming out for the Broodmother, but other than that, I don't really see them trying to engage onto anything. They kind of just have to split push and hope for the best. No Tail gets Earth Spike. PPD walks up with a Smoke of Deceit. They blow him up. PPD not even going to have this early blink, even though he's been involved in so many of these kills. Death Ward for 0.27 seconds. That's how this game is gone for the Witch Doctor. Bottom TP in. Flame Guard goes. Sleight of Fist and Chains could be there, but he backs up instead.
It's just like a totally different team from last game. Like, No Tail just walking up and casually dying right there when the heroes just killed the Witch Doctor and killed the tower and still were showing signs of pushing or at least staying a little bit. Just very careless decisions and, yeah, also, like I said, the weird lane setups. But this unit, like, we haven't really seen much from Universe. We saw 1 Chronosphere, which was successful, but the best is yet to come here for EG, honestly.
Is we going to get fingered? Yep. PPD's dominating, by the way. He's 4-0-8. He's 4-0-8. PPD. I think you found your hero, bud.
And Misery's 2-7. These supports have 13 deaths in 15 minutes.
All right, let me put it this way: as much as the Tiny IO for EE and No Till were dominating last game, that's what it feels like for the entirety of EG this game. It's just it's that kind of dichotomy. It's that kind of just crazy to me how one game could go so well for one team. Not that this game is anywhere near over. I don't want to give the illusion that evil geniuses have already taken the victory because, again, you have a Shadow Fiend. Eventually, this Broodmother can start going to work. You can maybe even rat it out. But how far are they down? Almost 10,000 net worth at 15 minutes into the game. We've talked about the offlane Void. He's going to become a core. In fact, he is a core at this point. He's going to have his Maelstrom. Oh, my. That's something else.
Did you see what item Sumail picked up as he just uses it right there?
Blink Dagger, yeah.
Picked up a Blink on the Ember, so they're feeling pretty confident this game, I would say.
They are. They're feeling pretty good. TP back in. Ice Shards coming through. AUI 2000 avoids them narrowly. They were trying to push. They're going to bring the creeps back, I believe. Yeah, they'll bring him with them. Actually, EE gets that last right click off from across the way. Down bottom, Bone 7. Could Dagon once the Flame Guard's down. He's thinking about it, I believe. That could be a huge kill. Bone 7 could get it done. He does also have the Insatiable Hunger. Incapacitating Bite. Bone 7 walks right over him. Dagon goes. Fata jumps in. They get the Searing Chains off. And he will go down. So that's exactly what I was talking about. They even get Fata involved to get the kill. One kill at a time is how C9 gets back into this game, I believe.
That was really fast from those members. Like, he didn't even have time to use the Remnant back, which he did have a Remnant set up for. And it's not like they have an Orchids on him or anything like that, so... Very, very quick spell casting from those two.
So for now, Cloud9, like I said, I think if you get 1 kill at a time, you're in an okay position. You stop this snowball that evil geniuses have, and you try to get a snowball of your own because you have a Tuskar. Aha. No Tail's going to walk up top. Yeah, that's I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Universe is going to have his Chronosphere ready to go. Mask Mattis, his Maelstrom is just about done. There it is. It's done so. He just also he has to buy the recipe at this point, which I believe is 600. He's holding on to it, though.
I think it's
700.
Yeah, 700.
My bad.
It used to be. They increased it a little bit.
I never keep track of these items, man. Dagon 3 for the Broodmother. They see Misery. Is he dead again? I think, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, maybe not.
Dead.
Yeah. Fear has an SNY. Wow.
Yeah, he needs to be playing way more careful bottom lane. And they're not going to go for it. But one of the drawbacks of going the Maledict build is that since the cast range of Maledict is so crappy, it's very, very short, that you put yourself in harm's way a lot. Whereas if you just force yourself to not go the Maledict, you're constantly playing further back, you have heal to work with. And they're pinging out Sumail. Can they get him fast enough,
think he's dead. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
That was...
That Remnant timing.
That was a weird Requiem, too. I don't know what the Requiem damage was really going to do to him. Because he was so far away. Was he on top of a Remnant or something?
I don't know. I didn't even see E use it. That was crazy to me. I heard it somewhere. I was like, is that a Requiem? But
I'm pretty
he used
sure
it.
the C rays would do more damage than the Requiem from that range. But what do I know?
Tier 1 tower, Tier 2 tower rather, top lane is going to get glyphed and is about to fall. Another tower going the way of Evil Geniuses. They're increasing their lead. Cloud9 have 5 kills, 2 of which under Sumail because he's been aggressive bottom lane. What about any other heroes? Chen's died once and Lion has died twice. So 1 support death, well, 3 support deaths and 2 safe lane deaths. Fear has yet to die. Universe has yet to die.
Oh, Fear's died twice.
Has he? Oh, I thought it was PPD. My bad.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah. He has 8 kills. That's all that matters. You're right, Pimp. TP's bottom lane. Tier 2 tower mid. Not safe. Bone 7 continues to stay bottom with no boots, but he has the Dagon, he has the Soul Ring, and a Midas, and he might be able to get there eventually. What about EE? He does pick up the Blink Dagger. No Yules, no mech, nothing of real substance yet. Sumail might get caught out. Remnant is going to go all the way back up into near the Tier 2 tower mid, so he's safe. Universe has Chronosphere. He's itching to use it. He's going to go BKB next. He'll send out the Ogre Club. And I think everybody from that bottom lane is going to back up. Cloud9 were just trying to do something while they lost two Tier 2 towers, but they're not getting anything off this map except for some farm of the enemy jungle in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they've tried multiple times to get a second kill on, or another kill onto the Ember in the bottom lane, but they got one of them, which was like catching them off guard, which was very nice, but I don't think they can do it again without an Orchids or some kind of reliable stun. But their only reliable stun right now this game is actually the Tusk Snowball. That's it. And that's not very reliable when it's coming at you relatively slowly, so.
Yeah, you can Remnant away, Time Walk away. There's no blink out for Sniper yet, but
he goes for a Yules on the co-op, which is great against the Ember Shield, I must say, but it's still no lockdown. So they still have that problem for them.
Evil Geniuses look like they don't know this Roche is happening again. I'm not sure if they smoked into it. Regardless, they don't have the vision. They'll send some skeletons in, but by that time that they actually rotate over, I think it's already dead. Unless they can get Universe in there with a big Chronosphere. Could this be the fight they're looking for? It's not dead yet. Roche is getting low. They're going to jump in. Shrapnel, Time Walk, Chronosphere on to 3. Fata, they got the Aegis, yes. Bone 7 is the one to pick it up. He will go down again. Requiem goes. Universe is manning up. Now there's going to be the huge ultimate coming after the Chen. Goodbye, EE. And Bone 7 will more than likely die for a second time. There's going to be, it looks like, 4 dead. Evil Geniuses rolling over Cloud9. That is just the biggest fight. They saw with the skeletons coming out from AUI's Chen creep. Universe jumps in, gets a 3-man Chronosphere, and it looks bad. And it was bad. Oh, my.
Yeah, and Void is so good around Roche pits, too, just because of the small area. It's very, very easy to get 3-man Chronospheres like that. And even though they got the Aegis and got the Roche before, it doesn't really matter because they're in no position to fight. It took them, they're not a Roche lineup, so it takes them a lot longer to get it, which means they've taken damage, they've used spells, they're just not in a position to fight. We'll see. Quap has an ulti here. That's really the best thing they have going for them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, and their Tier 3 tower is going to fall. Siricade, Sumail blinks in, they find Misery. They're looking for a Quap ultimate. They get the Scream of Pain off. I think he avoided that, actually, with the Remnant out. Walrus Punch onto PPD. He has a blink. He hexes up. Snowball's going to go. Time Walk Universe, no Chronosphere. He's trying to fight. PPD, no Earth Spike coming through. They might be trying to send him back. No Tail does fall in the end. On the other side, Dagon, AUI low, doesn't have anything to have regen with now. He's going to fall. Scream of Pain to 3 for 2 so far. Universe jumping out of Fata. Nice Yule Scepter coming in. Doesn't have Chrono still for 24 seconds. Meanwhile, mid lane, they've lost another hero, and that is it. They realize they've lost the fight. That was their best possible defense, and at 22 minutes, whatever happened to EG in Game 1, they must have ate their Wheaties, because Game number 2 was immaculate coming out for your North American squad.
Yeah, they looked pissed, man. They looked pissed that they lost the first game, because they were just extremely angry and just very aggressive out of the gate. And yeah, look at that build from Ember Spirit. Blink Orchids. Second Orchid. Wow, that's actually surprising to me.
Mash picked one up the other day in Dota 2 Canada Cup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was we were questioning the build. It was very weird. There weren't many heroes that you wanted to silence. He got crushed.
They got crushed. Okay.
He had like a 25-minute Orchid. That was the biggest problem. But anyways, back to Dota Pit at hand, man. Trouf, what are you thinking right now, man?
Well, I'm thinking that I don't know. It's so weird to me. I can't pin it on whether it was a drafting issue, because no doubt about it, C9 played like crap. Like the second game, they just individually they just made some really bad missteps. They were standing where they shouldn't have been, namely from the supports. I mean, look at it. They had 17 deaths between the two of them. The lane setups I do still think were kind of weird from them. Like, I thought Brood would have been still more effective in the standard way, and Shadow Fiend, while he's still supposed to lose the lane to Sniper, missed a lot of CS early on that I think he could have gotten, and just under aggression from Lion and Chen with, you know, the Wild Wing Rippers being annoying to him, he just didn't have the space that he needed to. I mean, look at him. He had one item that entire game, and Blink's not even a real item, so...
Comparison to that of Fear, 617 GPM, Mask of Madness SNY. Actually was going for the Scotty at the end of the game. The game didn't go long enough for that to happen. Universe was the biggest deal, I think, is that he got so much out of that off lane. And that's the problem. They went for that dual aggressive lane bottom, and Sumail's just like, I'll just kill you or survive and farm. And he did just that. He died twice, yes, but still. Evil Geniuses probably, I'd agree in saying that they played a lot better, but I also think they might have had a bit of a draft advantage as well. The laning advantage, really. The choice of lanes was the biggest problem for Cloud9. But they shouldn't be too disappointed. They took that first game in a very long-winded fashion. That game one was absolutely an outstanding play coming out from both EE and No-Tail. The Tiny IO combo was something else to watch. The series is split, no clear winner. It's 1-1. Cloud9, they sit at 2-2 right now here in Group A. Evil Geniuses, that was just their first series, and it's 1-1. And with that being said, guys, I do want to say before we leave, we are not done casting. Pimp Muckle and I will be heading over to Dota 2 Canada Cup. The grand finals of best of 5 series coming out. That'll be against Wheel and X-Fire, a.k.a. Demon's new team, which has looked so strong with Banana Slam Jamma. I'm looking forward to it. You can check that out at twitch.tv/Dota2 Canada Cup within like 20 minutes or so. For now, Dota Pit is done for today. Tomorrow we come back at the same time, actually 30 minutes later, 20:30 CET for Team Empire versus Vega. For more information about the schedule, about what's coming up in the future, about giveaways, check out DotaPit.com. Check out Twitter.com/DotaPit as well. Gamers Book Steam profile page has plenty of giveaways almost on a daily basis. Make sure you check that out as well. Again, my name is Mott. Joining me today is Trouf, as well as Pitmuckle and Mottpax. You can follow us on Twitter at MottDota, at TroufDota, at Mottpax, and at Pitmuckle. What else do we got going on? HighGroundTV, of course, bringing you the action. We're looking to bring even more production quality here in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, so look for that. Check us out at HighGroundTV on Twitter and www.highground.tv. With all of that being said, comments, criticisms, concerns, shout-outs, feedback, throw it in chat. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.